There's like a
Body's like a stream of poo.
Yeah. there is like a literal there's like a delay in terms of the stream. I'm gonna check and make sure that the stream actually makes noise on our end. We just get to watch this awesome video right now. Isn't this video great?
Just gonna walk around killing zombies.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do that real fast. I'm gonna set up one last thing. I'm sorry. Where's party chat? Always allow. Yes. There we go. We will make sure. Huzzah, yes. We will make sure we will ensure that the in-game audio is not louder than us. And we're gonna play offline. We're playing Bloodborne. I'm gonna start a new game, and it's gonna be legit.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna love it, and everybody's gonna get their dick wet, right?
I prefer you not use that term, but I'll accept it.
Yaaay is the home of blood administration. You need only unravel.
I remember I got into this game because I watched
But where's an outsider like yourself?
the Epic Name Bro Let's Play of it, where he does like, because he helped work on the strategy guide, right? And I watched the whole Let's Play, and he like goes through like all the lore and constructs like not the whole story for you, right? Because there's so much theory crafting and lore crafting of this game, but he helps like construct like an understandable story, a story where you understand what is happening. I was about to type in understanding. What should we name this guy, Zach?
Sans.
Sans? Why are we naming him Sans?
I don't know, just cause. Do you think we should be young, mature, or aged? Old AF.
And then we're going for a quality build, so I'm gonna pick this one because I want something very specific to happen. Let's see. Yes, this is the one I believe we want, but let me double check. Yes. So, quick explanation. Your vitality is your health.
Yeah.
And your endurance is your stamina, right? So, the more mistakes you can make, and the amount of actions you can commit to.
Okay.
Strength is not how much damage you do. It is how much damage you do with strength-based weapons. So weapons have requirements to wield them. They require a certain amount of strength, and you meet that requirement, you can wield it. They require a certain amount of skill, I'm going to call it dex, but they require a certain amount of skill, and you have that, you can wield it.
Oh, it's like finesse and dexterity.
Sort of, yeah. Because skill is finesse, dexterity, dex, right? Yeah, exactly. So with strength, it's a lot of like big weapons, and with skill, it's a lot of like very finesse weapons, right?
Rapiers, daggers.
Yeah. Blood tinge is a stat that we're never gonna worry about. And here's the reason we're never gonna worry about it. The blood tinge is how much damage your gun does. And here's the thing about your gun. You get the best one to use at the beginning of the game. It's the first gun you get. And then when you get that gun, you get one of the two best ones. And whichever one you pick is the one you'll probably be good with the whole game. But even if you do change it out, the gun never is going to kill enemies, like, efficiently. Right? So you're never going to want to put too many points in it. That's like a second playthrough special thing. Right?
Okay.
Arcane is for stuff we can only use in the latter half of the game. And one particular weapon that's really good. And that's it. Otherwise it probably is basically, like, it is very unimportant to us, but it's basically magic shit. It's literally arcane magic supernatural shit.
Okay.
So there are items, they're called like hunter's tools, that are specific to that one that are really cool to use and whatnot, but we don't really truly care too hard. You think this guy looks good enough? We're never gonna see his face, by the way.
I love the design between the suspenders that aren't over the shoulders, they're just slung down by the waist. Like, why have them? If you're gonna, like, they're literally there for a very specific purpose. If you're not gonna use them, it's like,
take them off.
It's like, they don't look good. Just take them off.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got this belt, but it's undone the entire time, just in case I need to pee really quick.
Yeah. Like the suspenders. That's a Final Fantasy. Like, this is somebody who thinks, like, yeah, you know, having like loose straps about me makes me look like a cool guy. This is what Tetsuya Nomura dresses like if he was allowed to dress himself.
Yes, I'm going to stroll about this zombie-infested area with loose, strapped thing made of leather and metal that aren't easily broken hanging off of myself.
Yeah.
So that I may catch everything on my way to wherever I'm going.
Yeah.
This, like, if I saw this character in like a horror movie, guaranteed top 3 first people dead.
It's a good thing that our superpower is essentially going to be immortality, but yeah.
I mean,
not immortality, just it's a form of like quantum immortality, if you will. You know what quantum immortality is, right?
I mean, I know what it would basically mean, but not in this respect.
So, in this respect, it's very specific. Like, generally, quantum immortality means, like, oh yeah, if you die, you wake up in a world where you didn't.
Huh, okay, yeah,
right.
that makes sense.
That's why there's, like, a game theory that, like, Matt Pett did on, like, game theory, and it was that, like, Link, his superpower is quantum immortality. It's, whenever Link gets a game over, he just wakes up in a world where he didn't fail. Which is why, what Princess Zelda does in Breath of the Wild is so, like, fundamentally destructive and awful for the land of Hyrule, because Link didn't die, he couldn't just respawn in the world where he didn't and then save everybody instead. He was just kept alive the whole time for like 100-some years.
And at this point, even if he did die, it would be in the same exact kind of spot.
Yeah.
Werewolf?
It is a beast. I'm going to turn this up very slightly.
Very much werewolfian. It's a burning ass lycanthrope.
That is some lycanthrope on fire shit going on, yeah.
That's what I expected to see every time. Every time I see like any kind of like Twilight shit that pops up, like, oh, they sparkle in sunlight. No, they don't.
By the way, I hope that doesn't horrify you.
I like it.
You like it? Are you getting like an H.R. Geiger vibe from it or something, or what?
A little bit. reason I've got my legs crossed.
So we've woken up. God damn it.
Words are hard.
Think about Bloodborne. Dark Souls is very slow. Bloodborne is very fast. Right? So we have this roll. We always fast roll. You know how in Dark Souls where if you weigh a whole lot, you slow roll? No such luck. We always fast roll. We always have this roll. Except when we're locked on enemies. When we're locked on, I'll show you what's different then. But handwritten scrawl. Handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. So we were sick, and then we went over to like a hospital, doctor area, and the dude was like, "Oh yeah, you're looking for pale blood, right? I heard that treats any illness. Well, you're looking for it, and well, you're in luck because Yarnum is the best." And then gives you like a transfusion. You see some trippy shit, and then you wake up here, and the guy is gone, but in his place is this note. You following?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Pick it up and you put it down.
Those Resident Evil door opening animations out of the way.
10 minutes to open one door.
I know, right? So then we've got these messengers, and these are the tutorials. These don't have anything important to say. I know how to play the game, but hit with your light attack, you do like a karate chop, I guess. R2 is a heavy attack, and that's with your right hand, sort of kind of thing. L1 is a sort of left-handed attack. Well, in this case, it changes our hands to like double fisting. L2 is a left-handed attack, right? If we hold down the button, we do a charge attack. And if we do a charge attack behind an enemy, we'll get the ability to do a backstab. We can't just walk behind enemies and backstab them like we can in Dark Souls.
Sad.
Right? But we get a thing in exchange that is super duper worth it. And you may even see it happen. Because
Oh, just don't suck.
there's an enemy right here. So now instead of that roll, we get a dash. And you can see, it's really easy to stun enemies. Ooh, no, we got hit. But if we attack before that little bar goes away, we can get our health back. It's called the regain system, and that is you can't backstab no more, but you can regain health by being very aggressive and attacking enemies.
So you tried the sneaky approach. Now try punch it with your fists.
Shove my hand up its asshole!
You tried being sneaky, now you're gonna work its mouth like a puppet.
So, other different thing about Dark Souls. Do you see that 3 up in the corner that we gained there? We gained 3 blood vials.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the healing items. They don't recharge whenever we rest at what this game's version of a bonfire is. But, in exchange, we can hold up to 20 of them.
Nice.
They don't recharge ever. You have to find them or buy them. So we're still barehanded. By the way, you're supposed to lose that fight. You're supposed to die right
Oh.
there. And I didn't because I'm very swole. And because that fight is actually not that hard.
What happens if you do lose that fight?
You do a thing. You go to a place we're about to literally head to right now, and then you come back and you kick its ass with actual weapons. Fuck you, bitch.
but I'm gonna take away your ability to walk.
Do you see this vista right here? That roar that we kind of heard, sort of heard, and this vista, that's where we're gonna fight the first boss.
Oh.
See you, bitch!
He missed!
What a dick! This is one of the things lots of people don't like about this game. See, this is the cutscene that plays when you arrive here, because you were supposed to have lost that fight against that big beastie dude.
the undead werewolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's a church.
Well, it's a building. This is the hunter's dream, and it is the hub world. You can see, got an abandoned doll here, and these are the messengers, and the messengers are good guys. They like us. They offer us a trick weapon. So, let me give you the rundown, if you ever decide to play this game for yourself.
Uh-huh.
This weapon sucks.
Uh-huh.
This weapon is the best. And this weapon is also the best, but only if you're doing a quality build. This is the one everybody picks the first time, because it's like one of the best weapons. This is the long sword.
Okay.
Right? And this is the strength weapon. So, and this is a quick, yeah. So this is a quick, like, overview, right? Not that. God damn it. So, these are the stats of the weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might notice that it says physical attack, it says 90, and then there's a +8 there, right? So the 90 is its base damage. It does base damage 90, right? And then it gets a bonus from its attribute bonus, right? And its attribute bonus, you see where it says D there, and it's got the skill, that's skill symbol, the strength symbol?
Yeah.
That means it gets like a D.
Ugh. Phone going off.
Yeah, oops.
My bad. Sorry, everybody.
No, that's all good. But that means it gets a D bonus from strength. And then the little hand next to it for skill, right, means it gets an E bonus from skill. So you can see on the hunters, on the threaded cane, it has a super low base damage, but it gets a really high, comparatively to all these other weapons, bonus from how much skill you have. So if you put more points into skill, the bigger the bonus will be for this weapon. You might have a weapon that's got a higher base damage than another, but because it's bonus, it gets so much more of a bonus from stats you've put points in, it might do more damage if you use the other one.
Yeah.
Right. For example, this weapon, you know, does 90 plus 8. This weapon does 98 plus 9. Right? And this weapon does 78 plus 9. This weapon is great because of its moveset. This weapon is great because of its moveset, and because strength is literally one of the easiest builds to build into. Because its weapons are really strong, and they stun really easy, and they do lots of damage. This weapon is hard to use. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
It's the skill based.
It's the skill weapon. You have to be like a galaxy brain to use it. I tried to do a run with this as like the thing, and I just can't, man. It's so awful. I hate it. And I shouldn't hate it, because you know what this is?
Cane sword?
Better. It's a whip sword.
Your favorite weapon ever in anything ever?
Yes. Literally, like, you hit it on the ground and it turns into a whip.
was it? It was the rose whip that you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a rose whip, and I hate that it's the worst. It's so hard to use. But we can get all of these weapons later, right? But for now, we're gonna go with the Slaw Cleaver because we're doing what's called a quality build, where we're gonna build into both strength and dex, so that with
You're
weapons
just not
that
min-maxing.
yeah, it's kind of a min-maxing build. Normally, actually, the min-maxiest kinds of builds are where you build into one thing.
I don't know. I was gonna say it's not a min-max build.
Yeah. It's where you kind of get the soft cap for both things, because once you reach the soft cap, you'll get diminishing returns.
Yeah.
So this is your gun. Your gun is the parry button. It is the put an enemy into the stun state button. When you shoot an enemy when they're doing a move, it does, like, I'm trying to think of a way to put this. You know how I hit that enemy from behind and I was able to backstab him?
Mm-hmm.
It does that from the front.
Nice.
You parry them and then you can riposte them, sort of, right? And the blunderbuss is a shotgun, so you don't have to, like, aim it real good, but it's a little slow and it does a lot of damage, right? Because it's a shotgun. The hunter pistol is really fast and really accurate and is the best one, and you should always pick this one first.
Yes, Captain.
It's again, these are all my personal opinions, but and then we got the notebook, so we can leave notes for people.
That will inevitably lead them to their demise.
Oh well, you know, fucking try thrust. Nice butthole, like.
Firework.
Yeah.
You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now.
Why is there something splashing on the flat ground to your right?
Gammon.
Go
Friend
look left.
to you hunters. You're sure to be in a
Oh
few
yeah.
days
That's
about
a
now.
note. Basically, we're gonna read that.
It's like it looks like it's drowning.
Just go out.
Yeah, it's a shiny for an item,
It's for your
essentially,
own good.
but it's not really an item.
Help me! I can't swim in bricks.
I can't swim on land. Oh God.
Jesus might walk on water, but I swim through land.
So Gehrman was the guy we just talked to, and he told us something interesting. I'll get to that note in a second, but he told us something interesting by not telling us anything. He's like, "Hey, welcome to the hunter's dream. It's the night of the hunt. Just go out and kill shit." Yeah, you don't really need a whole lot else, buddy.
It's like, this is your license to go kill zombies and have fun.
Yeah. It's like, you're a hunter, right? Just go kill monsters. Do you really care at this point? Like, what, do you want me to tell you my fucking life story?
This was once
Maybe.
a workshop where
Maybe I'm intrigued.
well, even
Oh, but yeah.
this was once
He
a
also
safe
says,
haven for hunters.
it's what's safe haven for
A
hunters.
workshop where hunters
That
used blood.
this is a place where hunters, you know,
We don't have as
worked
many
on their
tools
stuff.
as we once
It's not really as good as it used to be. And you're welcome to use anything you want, even the doll, should it please you.
Suddenly that porcelain doll has a little crack and it's got one thug tear. Not again!
Oh my gosh. Don't worry, gang, he's just getting a drink.
Tall glass of water.
Tall glass of water. Water.
AKA that doll.
So check this out. So this is a note, right? To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. So we get here. Gehrman tells us this is the hunter's dream. It's a good place for hunters. It's got stuff to improve your stuff. And it doesn't have as much stuff as it used to, but it's still pretty good. And you can, you know, go outside and fuck the doll if you got to. You know, it's gonna be a long night, buddy. And then that note over there tells us if you want this horrible dream to end, you have to go kill beasts. But Gehrman is just like, just go kill beasts, it's fine.
Hey bro, don't worry about it.
It seems tremendously like something may be being hidden from us a little bit. At least that's what I would immediately say, right?
Rifle spear.
There is going to be a rifle spear. It sucks.
Oh.
And the reason is, it says even that it's an imitation of possibly an imitation of a lost Canehurst weapon, right? And it's basically exactly that. It's like they saw a cool weapon and they're like, okay, let's try to make that. And then they made the rifle spear and they're like, oh, this doesn't work at all. The Rider Flash works super good from what I understand, though.
Oh, you must be a hunter.
You'd think though, like you put a rifle on the end of a spear, stab. I mean, that's basically what a bayonet is.
It's the opposite of that. It's a spear at the end of a rifle, right? The rifle at the end of the spear. I'm now imagining an AR on a stick. You've got like the long grabber handle for like the little toy like robot arm grabbers, and you like squeeze it whenever you just like point it at people like from way far away.
Whatever can be gained from this place.
So I don't want to touch it, but I want to shoot it.
Pale blood. But if it's bloodier, the charge.
So this guy, I'll give you the long and short bit. This guy is helping us out. He tells us, well, I haven't heard of this pale blood you're looking for, but if you really wanted that, you could try like the cathedral ward. It's across that bridge that we saw while you were going up the ladder. You got some rocks. Cool. We didn't equip anything. Oh my god. So, this is a longsword, right? Now, this is a trick weapon, and you might be wondering, well, what's the trick? That's the trick. And of course, both of these have different movesets. Right.
Kasal looks like it hits harder.
So this hits harder. This hits faster.
Okay.
And this has a longer range as well. And of course,
it looks cool.
It does look cool. If you hit L1 while you're in the middle of a combo, you do an attack that changes over as well. And then L2 is our gun. And our gun does stuff too. This guy was a hint. He was a hint that shields are useless. This thing's moveset's really good. And we opened our first shortcut, sort of. It's not really a shortcut. Although it may be much, much later. There's no reason to fight this guy. Fight this guy. This is literally just to show you, like, that this guy can just fuck you up.
Dude, good Lord in heaven.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hug and then just slice you in half. Bye, buddy. I hope you find your friend.
Yeah. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Slicing your throat open, like. Yeah.
I love him and hug him and slice him.
Yeah, that guy only exists to kill you just because. Like, there's no reason other than that.
Why is it that the monsters creatures that you're fighting kind of look like hunters of days past.
What an excellent observation you just made, because they are. You'll find out later that Yarnamites, common Yarnamites, have been sort of recruited for the hunt, if you will.
So these were supposed to be hunters, but they turned into what, the damned?
Yeah. The blood of Yarnum sort of turns you into a beast, and the hunts are sort of a way to help kind of cull those beasts. But of course, if you want to heal and you're a hunter, you use blood, and if you're a really shitty hunter and you're just like a normal farmer dude, you use a lot more blood.
And then you turn into a monster.
Yeah, and then you turn into a monster.
A little bit of a double-edged sword there, don't you think?
Indeed. So this guy that killed us, I noticed something a little different about him. Like how his eyes are glowing. That's because, you remember how in Dark Souls, there's just a little thing for that? In Bloodborne, if an enemy kills you, there's a pretty good chance that that same enemy, he just keeps your souls.
Oh.
In this game, they're called Blood Echoes. They function literally exactly the same way. We're gonna call them souls.
Okay. So you killed him really quickly.
Yeah. But you see what I was talking about with the gun?
Yeah, just instant stun.
Yeah, it's a timed parry. Like, the gun does do damage. Right.
But it's there effectively to stop whoever,
Yeah,
or
but it's,
whatever is attacking you.
yeah, it's the shield parry, but like ranged.
Captain America. I want to get so good that I can throw a big metal frisbee so hard that it just hits and then bounces back and I can just catch it.
He does do like Devil May Cry style like physics shit with that thing.
Just catch. I want to know how he does that. That's not even that's not like a super soldier ability. That's like he played too much frisbee as a kid and just figured out how to do that.
No, you wouldn't. This encounter is really bad. In my opinion, this encounter is really bad. It's
Why?
like,
Because there's 7 people standing there all waiting to go and taunt you and all juggle you around.
it's because, and this is part. I only know this partially because I saw the Epic Name Bro Let's Play, right? That whole encounter was made in mind with, I'm trying to think of it quick. You know how in Dark Souls, one of the best strategies you can do is this. Just run past them. You don't need to fight them. It's not like you can't grind for experience later. I don't have any souls right now. If I was really smart, I would just hop wherever and go and just walk past the level, pick up the items, and if I died, so what? Right? Because I keep items, but I don't keep souls. So if I've got no souls, I've got nothing to lose. death means nothing right now, right? That whole encounter in that little area, we can actually even see it from here, is made so that you can't run through it. That was the whole design philosophy around that area, was to make it so that you couldn't run through it.
Force you to stop and actually play the game.
Like, they force you to consider some other option of getting past them. And the problem is that there is only one, and it's really hard to do.
So you start between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, and it's what I was doing just then is bait all the enemies. They even give you a hint that that's what you're supposed to do. These guys drop bullets, Molotov cocktails. We picked up 8 pebbles earlier, right? You're absolutely supposed to lure them one at a time over. And this is like the largest concentration of enemies they gather, so... I just don't want to be surprised by anybody that I know is there, but forget.
Here we go. Door number 2.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah, right. Come on up, bitch boy. We don't have any items equipped. Hey, fuck boy, come on.
Give me a pitchfork.
The other way, which is the first way I tried to do it, because I did say there were 2 ways, right? The other way to do it is to sort of run and rush the enemies and prioritize which enemy to fight first. That guy's really not gonna fight. Okay. And to sort of prioritize which enemy to fight first. For example, that enemy that I went for back there, he's really, really important to fight first because he can shoot me and he hurts a lot. He's like real annoying. Come on up, motherfucker.
Please. I just want to cheese you.
I just wanna cheese you.
I just want to cheese you.
Oh god. There we go.
Ow. Next.
Ah, I got set on fire. This guy's a dick. Ow!
Stop it. Not the dog.
Dude, dogs are the worst.
You
dogs,
monster.
dogs are like one of the worst enemies in these games. And it's hilarious because, it's Sekiro, which I haven't played yet, but I've seen Epic Name Bro play it. They're like a joke. They're like one-hit kills. And you can deflect them. I suppose it's like very specific timing to get the death blow on them, but you can literally just kill them in like a hit. They just die in a hit if you throw a shuriken at them.
Woof woof. Thud.
Alright. Let's fight this guy. Come on, bitch boy.
Put your hand in his butt.
I was gonna try to do that. I'm gonna put my hand in his balls anyway. Grody indeed. We got a torch. We got a blood vial. And we got some cotton molotov. It's not. That's not even a boss. Oof. The boss is very difficult. Honestly. You remember we saw this item from the other side of this gate. We couldn't get it. But we couldn't get it.
I wanna know where that is.
Yeah, and there's a door, and we see the switch to that door on the other side of here. So there's a way to go up there. I hate going that way, but we'll have to go that way eventually. And then, on the other hand, there's a bunch of crows here. I don't really want to fight those crows.
You're like a ground crow. I don't understand.
Oh, it's the worst, and they make the worst noises. We'll fight them eventually. It's just
No walrus.
it's not that it's like especially tough. It's that I just don't want to fight them. It is very much a walrus with a beak.
Also, this looks like an entire society of beings, like that are just like walking around and kind of like defending their city from this single monster that's running around and killing them
That's
all.
running in a blood-soaked cloak, killing all of them.
Like, maybe this is just like an undead society that you've been tricked into like killing. These are all like zombies with families and children.
It's sentient monsters that are just totally living their lives and all that jazz.
Like bugbears.
What an ultra-specific D&D related, but only to our party joke. So, when the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit night. So this is Yarnum, right? This is Central Yarnum. This is not Old Yarnum, but Old Yarnum got burned to the ground. Looks like the church blocked off the exit. I guess they didn't give you it's dark. You are correct, apparently. You are correct, apparently.
I believe in you. Kind of.
I'm pretty good at this game. I was pretty good at this game at some point. Maybe not necessarily this point, but at some point I was pretty good at this game.
I used to play this game all the time. Oh my god, there's been a patch or 5 that has happened since then.
Let's see if you like hand in your chest. Bloodstone shards. Those bloodstone shards are upgrade materials. And hey, this door looks mighty familiar, doesn't it?
Huzzah!
So, we are gonna. I'm gonna try doing this the legit way because I have faith in myself. But no, I didn't get a text. But I don't have a whole lot of faith in myself. This isn't the wrong way to go. Yeah. Here we go. So we don't want to fight those guys. You might think, oh, well, you kicked that one guy's ass. There are 2 of them, and they are very, very strong. Way, way stronger than the first one, actually. Once these guys are super intimidating if we don't know how to parry. they're really actually very awful if you don't know how to parry. Once you figure out how to parry them, it's just... So, we have our shortcut back to here, right? This was the bridge to the reward. Oops! Oh no, it's a boss fight!
Cardenos? For all you fancy smite fans out there.
Right.
Literally the first thing that popped into my head.
I didn't equip my Molotov cocktails. Yeah. Get you some food. So for this fight, it might seem like a good idea to log onto it, but sometimes it's not good. Mission is to attack. Because this roll is really long. Ow! Ow! There's a second attack. Ow! Ow. That's one of the reasons you don't want to log on. Have a good bit of timing. Oh my god, please. Ow, you bitch! Get the fuck up! Kill him!
Cleric doesn't sound like the right word to use for that.
Whew.
You can unclench your butt cheeks now.
Yeah, right. it is a good thing that you said that. So, we wanted to go across this bridge to get to Cathedral Ward, right?
Yes.
But we can't. It's been blocked off. And we saw that it would be blocked off when we got that note, right? Now we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream. Because there's something we need to do. Because as soon as we saw the boss, something in the upper right corner of our screen went up by 1.
Okay.
And it wasn't souls. It was another thing. Insight.
Oh.
Now that we have insight,
You can see the doll.
level of insight or depth of inhuman knowledge needed to ring special bell but induces frenzy. So level of insight or the depth of our inhuman knowledge. And now that we have one, we can see the doll.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll. Here in the honorable hunter, and you will have
And
to.
she is
Very well. Let me.
the level up. She is how we level up. So we can increase our strength. We actually have quite a few souls. It's a good thing we didn't die a whole lot without being able to recover them either. And then what about? I think yes. I think this is where I will keep it. We want to get, paradoxically enough, our strength and skill is okay for right now. We really want our vitality and our endurance to catch up, though. Endurance less than vitality, but vitality is actually super duper important in these early levels.
Yeah.
Because vitality is literally just directly linked to our survival. And from that thing, we got the thing to summon DLC. Alright. We're gonna take a quick break. It's gonna take you like 5-10-ish minutes, so give us a sec. Alright, we're back. We did it and we're back.
Feel empty. So make sure everybody knows why we took a break.
So here's where we would fortify our weapons with those bloodstone shards I was talking about earlier.
And knocking over stacks of books.
Pop books. Really not gonna say anything about that?
Okay, whatever. You do you, boo-boo. Although I do have a question. Why is it that there are, like, grave sites here?
So these are teleportation nodes, right? These particular gravestones. These particular gravestones are teleportation nodes that nobody uses. They're for what are called chalice dungeons. I want you to know, I've never been inside of one because I heard that they were really bad and boring, and they're not necessary for the game at all. Think like a randomized Dark Souls dungeon.
Oh, so a lot of grinding for not very much loot.
Yeah, basically exactly that.
Awesome.
There's not really a whole lot in here that's that you want to get. Some stuff, certainly. There's a ring, and the ring is totally useless.
Well, it's not useless, but you know.
Now this gravestone is for something, and occasionally we'll see the doll kneeling over here, but we don't know what. And then that bath was for the messengers that take blood echoes as payment. This bath is for the messengers that take insight as payment. Insight is a resource. And you'll notice Gehrman is not here inside the building. This little back area here, I think if we had an outfit for the messengers to wear, we could come over here and put all the messengers in that outfit, but we don't have one just yet. This is an area we'll get to later. But these notes are tutorial stuff. It's just more tutorial. Like telling me I can run. Cost of my stamina. And then this area back here is very pretty. But also this is where I would put the messengers stuff in. Yeah, that's right. Alright.
Do the thing.
Now, we've gotten like 6 levels, right? It's not an astonishingly large amount of levels, but it's not an astonishing small amount of levels either.
So am I correct in thinking that the Church of Healing is like every other church in every other game, where it's like everybody follows them, not necessarily because they're nice, but because it's the church and it's the thing you do?
To a certain extent, yes. But the church is in charge of blood ministration, right?
Okay.
And the blood ministration is one of the things we were trying to do. We're trying to look for pale blood, right? And that's why we're in Yharnam. So we are are trying to get, and that's one of the reasons we're trying to get the Cathedral Ward, right? So, the church has, it's like if cocaine cured every disease on Earth. That's what it is. It's like, hey, welcome to the Church of Seth Latter-day Saints, and you know, our cocaine will cure your cancer.
It may be addictive and, you know, expensive, but nonetheless.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah, like.
Hey, look, a big bad guy with a bunch of walrus crows. They've gotten so fat that they can't fly.
Oh, I missed time for that. Fist to the gut. Here it is.
Fisticuffs?
Fistigut.
Fisticuts.
Now then. I don't have any souls. Oh, fuck, I forgot about you. Fuck, I got them both. I didn't want to get them both. They always both aggro for some reason, I think. Ow.
I believe in you. Heart of the cards.
Oh, give me the heart of cards!
I thought I was getting back up for a second. I was like,
It was like a little zombie deal, like Mr. X style.
Just lean straight up like some wake. What you want?
Oh, it just Jason's out of it. Oh no, please don't be dead. Where'd it go?
Like, it's okay, everybody. I killed it. Munch. I lied.
Dude, it had to have like literally like 20 health.
At that point, flavor text should have killed it.
Yeah, like I should have said, and then it died, and then it should have died.
And with its final breath, dead.
I don't know if there's an item back here or not, but I think there is. I think it's good. It is. It is good. I did want it. But we don't want to use that item on this weapon that we currently have right now. I don't think. We might, but I don't think we do. I think there's a weapon that we want to use it on. Now, you might recognize this place.
That's from the opening scene.
No.
Oh no.
We haven't been up here yet. But you'll recognize where it is very, very shortly. If I don't die. Very big if. This encounter is a whole lot easier when you come at it from behind. It's one of the reasons I didn't want to come up here first. Love vials.
Subclass.
Oh, hey, buddy. I didn't know you could wander this far. Make absolutely sure.
You thought. Just as it slowly leans up, like, no, no, no.
Because he wandered from all the way over there. You might remember.
Would that make him a wanderer?
A wanderer? A wanderer.
No, wanderer.
Oh.
No.
I know. Yeah, that one's gonna go over my head. Oh, yeah.
Who's the real weeb in the room? Jesus Christ.
That's how much of like it's a reference I never would have expected to come out of your mouth.
You have to kind of thank Matt. Matt's been watching
Are you gonna show him my roommate as a cat? Now that
Probably not, because he's super not into that style of anime. Although he is thoroughly enjoying Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter is real good.
so this is pretty happy-go-lucky for my taste. I'm like, oh, give it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Just be patient. Don't worry.
Like, first arc and a half, you're like, oh well, yeah, this isn't bad. This is pretty easy going. And then you get to the second half of the arc, the second arc, and you're like, wait, what's happening?
What happened?
Something's wrong here. Something's amiss.
This isn't what I signed up for. This person asked if we know any safe places. We do not yet.
Yet is the operative term in this.
And we're gonna immediately. So there's that way, which is clearly the way the intended path, quotes unquotes. And then there's the actual intended path, which makes this all much, much easier. And it's up here. You have to be very, very careful.
Careful or quiet?
Careful.
Because your shaky hands are real bad at crossing thin bridges?
Yes. And we have to attack stuff. There's an item we want that we have to cut down.
Is that it?
It is, probably. I believe.
We'll take it.
We'll get it eventually because we're literally going to head down there pretty soon, I want to say. But I wanted to make sure those got cut down first. And we've got an NPC we want to meet. Sort of. We do want to meet her, but it's not going to pay off for a very, very long time. This is Eileen. Hello, Eileen.
What a mess you've been here. Prepare
She
yourself.
gives us a
There
cool
are
item.
no humans left.
It's essentially a homeward bone from Dark Souls. And it's just we respawn back in the Hunter's Dream, but we don't. Yeah, she gives it.
What are you?
It's like, get out of here, coward. Yeah. But she gives
Did
us.
she call you a coward?
No. She didn't literally call us a coward. She just kind of implied it. She was like, we talked to her and he's like, oh, you're a new hunter, huh? Well, here you go. Welcome the new hunter. Tonight's going to be especially rough on you, buddy. And we took it, graciously, and kept talking to her again. She's like, still here? Don't be too scared. Like, you're a hunter, big boy. Hunters gotta hunt. Go kill stuff. Stop talking to me. And if you talk to her again, she's like, enough trembling in your boots, big guy. Come on, go out and hunt stuff.
Big on!
She basically does say that, yeah. That's very scary there.
Thought detected!
Well, yeah. But I also dodged a bullet, so, like...
Yeah, but it was standing still.
The bullet wasn't standing still.
No, but it was.
There we go. What you got in them pockets, enemy? What you got in them pockets?
Give him the shakedown, Seth. Give him the shakedown.
Yeah. I think we want to go this way. Yes, we did. We did want to go that way. No, don't die. No!
Rats.
I knew that rat was there, too!
So how does it feel to be killed by, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra.
Surrounded by a rat pack?
Uh-huh.
Feels like I got worked over by the mafia.
Oh, loading screen's done? Sorry.
What really sucks is that we have to go back that way.
And do it all again. See, this is actually the reason I was so very thoroughly disappointed in Darksiders, the third one.
Uh-huh. Because that has that problem all the time.
Oh, because they decided to jump on like the Dark Souls, like the Dark Soul, like this style of like respawn point, and like items and inventory and stuff like that, like that style of gameplay. And
it just doesn't work when you don't have enough money for it.
Well, it doesn't work in that it's just like it completely changed the game.
Yeah.
Like the whole game. Like it's always been an RPG. It's always been a hack and slash RPG with different weapons and different armor classes. Like the first one was just finding better equipment.
It's Dark Zelda.
Yeah, that was Darksiders the first war. He was just Link with anger management issues. But that's why I like it. And then you got the second one. The second one was very much more RPG. Like you had different, like you have, a chest piece, boots, arms, different weapons, different types of sides that Death could use. It was just really cool. It was just expanding on the first game. And then the third one took this weird step back. Like it took away your armor and the RPG aspect of it, and then gave you the same stuff that Dark Souls and Bloodborne and that kind of stuff, like where you have to find a specific checkpoint, and then if you don't get back to that specific area, like if you don't find another checkpoint between the next time you die, you just lose all of your progress, no matter how far, how much you did. There's no level checkpoint that's go talk to Volgrim, and hopefully you don't need anything.
Right.
That drives me absolutely nuts.
There's a guy sniping us up there. We got a weapon I want, and I probably will use in a second. I want to say, but I just want to get all the items in this area and unlock a specific shortcut before I do that. I'm gonna kill this asshole. Dude, these guys are the worst. I hate them. And they never go away.
The snipers?
Yeah, they never stop being an enemy type, I should say. Now, where'd the guy with the spear go? Did he fall? Because that would be hysterical if he fell. Oh, he did! He did fall! He didn't take any damage.
Kill him!
Kill him! That'd be hilarious if I knocked him off and he died from fall damage. Ah! Whee! There's a thing I want, and I don't remember exactly where it is. Oh, no, not this way. We are gonna go this way. We're gonna explore this whole area, but I don't wanna. I wanna get the item that was up here, on the other side of that canal deal that we sort of passed through. Yeah. It's over here. We wanted that. We wanted that thing. That was the thing that we wanted. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Why do you think the rats drop throwing knives? Because that's such a weird question, even I'm questioning it now. Like, it's because in Dark Souls 1, the rats dropped humanity. And it was sort of to help imply to you that humanity isn't like the literal, like, humanity of others. It is like a literal, actual object that one can pick up and carry around, right? Because you use it as like a resource. So, how did the rats... And the reason the rats have it is because the rats ate it off the humans. Off of the dead people. There's something over here. I want to learn that size. So that's why the rats have it. Why do the rats have throwing knives? Platforming! Platforming!
You fell, didn't you?
I did fall. You saw it happen.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
Any thoughts? What are your thoughts? Why do the rats have throwing knives on them?
Maybe they're just trying to train to be ninjas.
Maybe every rat aspires deep in their heart to be Master Splinter. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh, I mean, I was gonna save that joke for in a minute, but yes. It's either that, or you've got enough hunters over the years that have throwing knives at them that they're just stuck, and he's just pulling them out of their bodies.
That might be true.
I mean, think about it. Like, they've shot bears before, and they've found like 30-06 and 7mm slugs still stuck in them.
So this is a trap.
What? You mean just a bunch of enemies laying down on the ground right there?
Yeah, if you don't try to lock on, you think, oh, those are just corpses or something, right? No, this is a trap. Those things are definitely super alive. And to top it off, that item they're guarding sucks. It's like rocks. It's not even an item you really, really want. That's a dead end. A little ambush. That is also a dead end. This is not a dead end, and I do want to fight this guy. So we got the Zombie Hunter badge. Speaking of badges, you talked about Cleric Beast earlier, and how that doesn't seem like the good name for a beast, right? When we beat Cleric Beast, we got this item. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church. The silver sword is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was the first of many Healing Church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics, as it was clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it is not a beast who is also, you know, particularly religiously devout. It is a cleric who transformed into a beast. You okay there? You gonna live?
Maybe.
I've never met anyone in my whole life that is as good as at nodding off during literal conversations about things as
Dude,
you are.
I have gotten almost no sleep in the past 3 days. And it's just a matter of like comfort and like I can fall asleep anywhere. Like
No, it died! Oh, no!
you should have been paying attention to me. Trying to make fun of my
Fuck, no!
Great job.
It's worse because I'm just gonna fucking. Oh my god, that hurts. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You ready? Ready for this stroke of genius?
Ready for a stroke or something?
Well, that'll be for the next bathroom break, quotes unquotes. Handjob City.
Oh yes.
Population 2 and 5 fingers.
2 and 5 fingers. I'm gonna let you re-roll that. Like, try again, maybe.
No. 2 fingers and 5 fingers.
That's called that's called.
That's 7 fingers. Yes, I know. I was
That's called the tour van.
the tour van.
So 5 fingers and a fist is the school bus. Get it right.
So we got a weapon. So we got this weapon. Here's the thing about this weapon. It looks like it's worse, but you'll notice that it gets a higher bonus from skill, from our stats, right? So this is 90 plus 10, and this is 85 plus 12. So we lose a net of 3? Yeah.
Don't ask me. I don't have.
So we lose a net of 3 from it, right? And this saw spear isn't really, you know, it does basically the same shit as our saw cleaver.
Just faster and more reach.
It doesn't really even have that much more reach. It's almost entirely a stat difference. Because this is a better quality weapon. And by quality I mean the build type of quality, quotes and quotes, right? Whereas this one is a better is a quality weapon, quotes and quotes. This one just has a higher it has a higher skill scaling with it, right?
Yeah.
So the stronger we get, the stronger it gets with us. And when we upgrade it, which I don't know if this is enough to actually even upgrade it, but if we were to upgrade this, its base damage would get higher, right? 99 base damage. When we upgrade this, its base damage gets higher, but so does its scaling also gets higher, right? Like, so this one will at a point later on outclass this one, just by the way of the way the stats work. When we upgrade this one and we have more points in both things, it'll be like, I don't know exactly how much it'll be. It'll be like, yeah, we'll make up some numbers, right? But this will be like base damage 110 plus 20 plus 30, right? And then this one will be base damage 120 plus, like, well, no, base damage like 110 plus 10.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna upgrade these. We're gonna to upgrade is better. Considerably better, too. It's not like really... Let me see. Yeah, that should all be the same. This is really good, from what I understand. That's just a... This is a great attack, by the way.
Just the forward lunge.
Yeah, it's just a stab. As a little poke keep away. That's really good. We super duper want that to be the case. Yeah. I want to replace some of these items. I changed my mind. No, I don't. You ready to see the true power of my Dark Souls skills?
This isn't even my final form!
The demon lord of running away past all the enemies. Just start playing the Rocky music as soon as we start running. I am the juke master.
I'm the juke master, the gatekeeper.
You gotta wonder how many times that literal quote, line has been used as a pickup line. Okay, dog. Okay, dog. Ow, fuck you!
Peekaboo! I see you!
Fucking cut. They stun you so easily, and their attacks are bite. You know, it's like a 2 or 3 chain, and it does tons of damage. So once they get you, you're just dead. And they. There we go. So now with our weapon upgraded, that enemy became reasonably efficient to kill. If that makes any sense. Those guys just die. This is fucking stupid. I'm gonna check up here. I don't think this leads. This does lead to somewhere I want to go. Yes, this does lead to somewhere I want to go. I think this is a shortcut to a place I want to go, as a matter of fact. Don't kill me, please. Hey, man's knowledge. Very helpful, that. That's not. Yes, it is. I remember now. That guy's carrying a statue. He's the smart one that figured, all these other guys have got bricks. I'm strong enough. I'll carry a statue. So now we have a shortcut over here. Yeah, so now we have a shortcut this way, just in case we can just get back down this way. We can skip a great portion of that sewer area, which is really nice. Just go down this way. Not that way. This way. Alright. Now we're running. Where are we running now? Oh yeah. I want to go up this ladder too, I think. Pretty sure I want to go up this ladder too. This is one of those things where I sometimes forget. This area kind of confuses me because there's a lot of ladders and a lot of leading up to terraces that go places. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aha, this is where I wanted to go. Because this is a shortcut, a really good one, a really important one that we super duper want. I just want to make sure it's open. You may even recognize it. That's the bridge. Right? We're right under it. And then that way, this is one of the staircases. It's open from that side, so you can just hop down this way from the top. And then, if I don't get lost, oh god. Oh god, no, I fucked it up. Oh god, no, I fucked it up.
Well, at least you know how you back.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And then you go this way. Ow, and then you die? Come on, please. Not like this. But yeah. And then there's a wee little elevator right here. You did a job. Yeah. And then this way? And remember, when we fought past that pig and then went up a big ladder. Oh god. These guys lit this ball on fire. And then we died 4 up here to these 2. And I'm not gonna do that again. This is where the second boss is. I'm gonna take a second because there's something I want from this area first. Don't kill me in one combo, come on! It's fine. It's fine because we found the shortcut.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I will be fine. It's just a little emotional.
You know exactly what's up.
Hang out with somebody for long enough and you just know what they're saying on the inside.
It's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
So it's fine. Then why can I actually hear your butthole tightening?
If it's so fine, then why are you stabbing that thing? See you, bitch.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
Bye-bye. Call on the elevator. Oh, fuck!
It's going to the elevator with me.
A lot of these enemies will not follow this elevator. Some of them will, though. But that guy just, I guess he's got like a wander path that like lets him just walk all the way over there. Just paradoxically enough. And we're gonna do... Send it back up. We're not gonna go that way. something I want. There's something I want, and I'm not sure I went the right way. 4. And I want to make sure I get it. So we're going to go back this way, just in case. It's vitally important. It's the best armor set in the game, levels of importance, if that makes it any better or easier to kind of get a hold of there. That's the shadow of a ladder. Yeah. Yeah, it's the shadow. This is the shadow of a ladder.
Trying to climb up and it lit down the whole world.
Tried to get the best armor set, but it didn't matter. We died because these assholes shot us with their guns.
And reasons.
That's how you make transformative work here, folks.
Now, I just want to know who's responsible for the character design of, well, it's like a giant crow, except it like drags its back feet and torso across the ground to move.
Yeah, it's like
Think like a giant feathery walrus with a beak.
It's not even a lie. Where's the lie at?
Nope, no lies.
I think I know where I need to go. I think I do. Yeah.
We believe in you.
Well, because so what we're looking for is, I don't know if you can see it, but do you see where that puddle is? Like underneath this bridge, this archway?
Oh, are you talking about like the moonlight shining through?
Yeah, kind of. Do you see that little?
Yeah, where the stream was flowing.
Yeah, we want to go there. That's where the thing I'm looking for is. So I need to find my way over there. But I'm having a little trouble figuring out where I need to go. Ow. And I don't know if it's this way, but this is the direction it's supposed to be in, so maybe? If it's not, this is gonna be real irritating for a second. I think I know where it is. Oh, and yeah, it barks like a dog. That's the important bit about the seal crows.
What do you say, human? Bork.
Oh my gosh, where the fuck is it, dude? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel right now. I'm like, my God, I'm not stupid. I've played this part. I know where this item is. I just don't get how to get there.
What the fuck?
If I can't figure out how to get over there, then it's literally like the Jeopardy theme. I think I'm gonna try one thing, and if it doesn't work, then I will give, and we'll go do the boss fight. And fortunately enough for me, I suppose, it involves doing something I've done numerous times before up to this point. He's sleeping. Oh no, he's awake. He's very awake.
Got him!
You got him!
Oh, I'm actually trying to figure out why the soundboard on my...
It's because you don't pay it enough. Don't even tell me that's a lie.
Oh, hello, Master. It's open, but it refuses to work.
Doctor's pay. So you've already Doctor's pay. It's practically working for free now. Doctor's pay. This isn't the right way either.
Dock your pay!
Doctor's pay. I think I know where to go. I do think I know where to go.
You?
I do? You do? Oh, I don't. I'm an idiot. Yeah, no. Oh, no. Obviously, I have no idea where the fuck I am right now. No. Yeah. I'm wrong. Oh, well, fuck it. We're already here. I'm the fucking boss fight, man. We're gonna fight it.
Do it.
We're gonna get that armor. I know we are. It's just a matter of... Ow. Oh, fuck. We're gonna...
Don't fuck up.
Ow. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna die. I want this to be plainly clear. This is not gonna end with a win. We don't have two items that make this fight very, very possible.
This is the end. This is the end. Not with a bang.
But with a whimper.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them. Sooner or later.
Father Gascoigne.
Who's not quite a beast, but is well on his way.
He's gone mad, but he is not a beast yet.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
pull out that blunderbuss when he's got the axe tricked out like that. That sucks, dude. That's so mean. I'm looking it up in a guide. I need that armor.
Armoire. Go straight Beauty and the Beast with it, but be our guest. Be our guest. Wear this thing, it protects your chest.
Because it's honest. It's the first armor set you can get in the game. It is, in my opinion, the best armor set you can get in the game. because there's no like I don't know how else to put it. Like you literally have nothing. So this armor set, everything in it is bad. Everything in this armor set is the worst that it can possibly be that we have on right now.
Oh yeah, it's just you're walking around like some 80s douchebag.
Yeah.
With your suspenders hung low on your hips and a cloak.
Yeah. But
You look like Frodo if he grew up as a hipster.
yeah. But the hunter set, it's everything is better, and then every other armor set in the game is a trade-off. Every single one.
It's just like reskins of the same shit.
No, one of them is kind of basically like a palette swap, color swap, but all of them are worse than the hunter's set in some respect or another, if that makes any sense at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so like you get like a boost in this item, but it sucks here.
Yes, exactly.
Like the hunter says, the most balanced set.
Yeah, and it's across the board good.
Well, it's like finding the wolf armor set in Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got the bear set, the Ursine set. The Ursine set is all about like counters and using your melee attacks. Versus like the Griffin set is all about sign usage.
Yeah.
And it gives you just ridiculous buffs to your signs. Like the Igni sign where you throw the big flame in front of you.
Yeah.
Dude, it does like 4 times the damage that it normally would.
Oh wow.
It's gross, and it instantly sets everything on fire every time.
That's pretty awesome.
Or like the sign where it pops the shield that goes around you. Dude, if somebody hits that and it explodes, it automatically knocks them down.
Wow.
Like every single, everything. It's really good. Well, the wolf school armor that you can find takes forever, and the master class, like you have to wait till like the second half of the games to get to the stronghold, the wolf school stronghold.
Right.
Just to get the other piece of the armor, and you can't get that until level 19.
Yike! That's horrible. I mean, it's one of the things I like and hate about endgame content is where it's impossible to get the endgame content early. You know what I mean?
So like you can get some of the stuff early. It comes in a couple of different sets. You don't have to have the full set of like main treasures to start making it here. But to get the actual like set bonus, you have to have them.
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily like I say level 19. You once you get to a certain point in the main story, it takes you to that area. But I mean, it better to get there after you've done nothing but like side questing and grinding, because when you finally get it, like the first rendition of it, you're like, oh, well, I mean, this isn't so bad. And then the second version of it, like you have like the apprentice, journeyman, master, and then like superior.
Right.
Either it's superior than master craft. Like the journeyman versus the amateur is like hand over fist better. Like comically better. Like the first set you get is literally, it's like, here's some cloth, have fun with that. And the next set, it's like, oh, it's just a level 19 set of armor, but it should be like a level 25 set of armor.
Oh.
At that point, it's like, or level 14. Like, oh, so it's for level 14, but that's just so you can wear this ridiculously overpowered armor at such a low level. Like it does like just a hair under what the Griffin sign bonuses would do, but it also gives you huge armor and bonus stats to melee, like the Arcene armor would do. It's the best of all of the different armor classes.
So, old stats, new stats, everything except literally a stat that we haven't seen yet is better. Is across the board significantly better, right?
And it looks better.
Yeah. Right. Like physical defense nearly doubles.
Jesus.
Like immediately. Right. It's tremendously better in every single way. And it does look better. It is like easily one of the swaggiest sets ever.
You look like Victorian Wolverine.
I mean, that's kind of, I think, what they were going for. It's hard to argue that they weren't going for that. Are you trying to get, like, some sun in here or something, or?
No, I just heard a big boom. I just need some sunshine.
Man, I hope it's a gun.
What?
Do you know how much my rent would go down if, like, all of a sudden gunshots were heard in my neighborhood? Dude, I live in, like, South Austin. Like, it's...
Dude, I live, like, where I'm living at with my brother, there's a dude behind us that, like, during, like, the middle of the night, it's nothing to hear him rattle through 100 plus rounds of ammo.
That would be... I mean, I don't know. That would be... That's either real fun if you're out there with him, or that's real irritating
Oh
when
no,
you're trying to sleep.
he is, like, fresh out of jail.
Oh.
Like, drugged up, like, this is not like, oh man, we should go shooting with him sometime. It's like him just getting super fucked up and then just shooting guns whatever he feels like he wants to shoot at. Just anything that moves, kill it. Ding 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 ding.
Oh, that's bad. That's like real bad.
It's real bad. Run away.
I keep accidentally jumping. Because we're trying to run, and then to run you hold circle and then tap circle. To jump, sorry. But we don't want to jump. We want to run, and then we want to stop running, and then we want to dodge. But I do this instead. We're going the wrong way. I want to try something. Oh no, you can't do that this time. In Dark Souls 3, they set it up to where if you do that running jump and you hold back on the stick when you land, you don't do the roll, you just land. And it's super helpful for platforming in Dark Souls. Because platforming in Dark Souls is the fucking worst.
gonna fall off.
No, it's literally like, I hope you don't fall off, sucker.
Hello, 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 hello.
I think I can kill all these guys, huh? You know what? Yeah, let's just run past them.
Let's throw a rock at him.
I'm gonna try this, and as soon as this doesn't work, I'm gonna do something. Not, like, do something else like play a different game. I mean, like, I'm gonna take a different approach. I'm gonna take a different strategy. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I call this strategy. You'll be like, oh, set on fire, bitch. Oh, don't do that. You'll get us copyright strikes. That's not transformative anymore, Zach.
As long as it's less than 20 seconds.
Oh my god. Oh, dude, that jump is long. Ow! Bitch. Oh, okay.
That just goes through that tree, huh?
and he can grab his fucking I didn't think that would work, but I was really hoping it would. Ow, you bitch! Ow, you bitch! No, motherfucker! For the one. Ow. That. His attack. That attack is so cheap because you try to back off, and it just literally goes exactly the distance. I should know what to do about it. It's that muscle memory of like I gotta get away. You know what I mean?
Gotta get away. Gotta get away. Cause the guy's gonna kill me. What the fuck? That jump so far.
Sorry. I can't help it.
I win.
You do. First thing I'm gonna do,
Upgrade your shit.
I'm gonna upgrade the weapon. Because the weapon upgrade is the easiest, most, like, it's always better, usually, than just having more stats, if that makes any sense. Now we're
Welcome.
gonna
What is
level
it? Very well, let me.
these two to 15 before we start really dumping into these two.
Farewell, mate.
So now we're slightly better. Let's go kill Gascoigne.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I fucked up.
What'd you do?
I forgot to get bullets.
Mas puto.
We used a lot of resources that last fight too. It sucks. I don't know quite how you managed to fall asleep upright. That's the thing that usually gets me.
Just like, oh, what?
Yeah, yeah. Like, cause if I'm asleep, I have to be either like completely horizontal or a level of like, I don't want to say like a level of tired not seen by mortal men before, but like it's either gotta be like I'm gotta be like real lean back, kind of relax, or like you know, just completely laying down. I can't do it like where the fuck am I going? I can't do it like I can't do it like
Seemingly on command.
yeah, cause you'll sit straight up and then just clock out of consciousness.
That's how I roll.
I don't have any I don't have very many blood vials either. This is gonna be really bad. I don't know why I pretended like this was some sort of strategy we were going to be doing. Oh my god.
How does my character model block out the other character model that's 4 feet taller than I am?
Oh, we got OTGs, huh? Oh, we got OTGs, huh? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Fucking. The fact that he can hit you on the ground when you can't do anything is super irritating, man. Like, it wouldn't be that big a deal if it was just, like, he can combo you a lot or he does lots of damage. The fact that he can hit you on the ground in the middle of, like, a recovery animation that you can't cancel out of is just absolutely insane to me, though. Nah, never mind. I was gonna fight them because I know they drop blood vials, but I'm not gonna do that. Shitty would it be if I got in that elevator and then after all of a sudden everybody was there. You know what I mean? Like, just waiting on the other side.
Peekaboo! I see you. Welcome to the Black Parade. Prove it. All
If I time it well enough, maybe I can get 2 riposts on this guy. Alright, Daddy Gascoigne. Let's go. How the fuck did that hit me?
Run away.
Basically what I plan on doing. You some motherfucker!
Ladies and gentlemen, he's now fapping. It's the only one
Light that
because
lantern.
Jesus knows you touch yourself.
Damn right, Jesus knows I touch myself. I love it when he watches.
Apologies for that during this interruption. Just so everyone knows, he touches himself.
Welcome home. What is it? Very.
That's why one of my arms is 3.5 inches bigger than the other one.
And by bigger, he means longer. Not bigger.
Longer.
It's just longer.
It's just been stretched out.
It flexed so hard it stunted the other one's growth.
Farewell, good hunter.
This one's my strong hand.
Take my strong hand, child.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh wait, I have something I want to do though. No, I don't have shit for that. Do I have a... Am I missing something? I am missing something. Ah, damn, that was stupid of Seth. No, what I'm gonna do though? Buy some bullets. Bought some bullets. Fucking look on your face.
You sit there, like, just kind of thinking, doing the thing, like, I'm, like, still coherent, and just, like, full fat kid. Like, oh, that's embarrassing.
It was like the grumpy cat face, but like on a human disappointed with itself. I'm better than this.
I'm a grown ass man.
You ready to meet the best, not the best character, but the most good character in the series? The whole series. I mean, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, all of it. Like, Sekiro, this is the most good person in the whole series.
I'm prepared.
Most benevolent, lawful good. Bergenwood Sparta
Is it
has all
Jesus?
kinds of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. Terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. That is something for later. This was the thing I was missing earlier. But don't worry, we've got time. We're gonna meet the most good character in the Dark Souls series right now.
Oh.
After we push open this super heavy door. How does anyone get around in Yarnum when all the doors weigh like 100 pounds?
In Yarnum, people strong. All doors very heavy.
Yeah. Fucking. In Yarnum, door open you to possibility of getting swole.
Have you thought about doing chest workout with heavy iron door? Secret Russian workout.
One of
Developed by Spetsnaz.
my favorite jokes that Trevor Noah tells is like the Russian accent speaking English is pretty intimidating, but you know what's not intimidating? Russian speaking in Russian. Oh yeah, we're going to take care of it, and they're like, but like actually speaking in Russian isn't that bad. All right, this is the most.
Yeah, bitches.
Yeah, this is the most good character in the Darks in the whole Soulsborne series.
It is like Little Red
Oh.
Riding Hood.
You must be a hunter.
That,
Very sorry.
as an
The
ashen
incense must have
casualty.
masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. Screams of women folk, the stench of blood,
Look how they've spelled
the
that.
snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over, if you wouldn't mind.
What are your first impressions?
She should be Scottish and evil.
So firstly, this is the chapel dweller, the Odin chapel dweller, and all these pots have incense in them, and the incense keeps away the beasts. So because this place has lots and lots of incense around it, kind of on fire, right? It is pretty safe. And as a matter of fact, when we're looking around in front of houses, we can tell if a house has somebody inside of it because there will be incense in front of the door and the lights will be on. Right? So that person that asked us if there was anywhere safe to go, we can send them here because Odin Chapel is very safe. I'll just spoil this for you. This guy is the most good character in Dark Souls. Like, in Dark Souls or in Bloodborne, anything. Because he is actually only trying to help. And that is it.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Sell it.
Not like in a mercenary way, not for like any benefit, just for no benefit at all. Then he doesn't want to see people get hurt, and he just wants to be helpful. He sets up Odin Chapel as this really safe place and tells you to go find people that look like they might still be sane.
And see, normally I would say, like, in the case of like Darksiders 3, it's the maker, specifically the Black Hammer. You meet him in Darksiders 1. He's this giant Scottish, like, warrior. He's the one that helped build, like forge the seals, the 7 seals that keep the Riders of Apocalypse from going out.
Right.
Or the 4 Horsemen from going out, the Apocalypse from consuming the world.
Yeah.
So he's this great, big, giant Scotsman, and he's like, look, if you find any other humans out there, you bring them here, we'll keep them safe, and for that, I'll make you better stuff. And everything's hunky-dory. And, like, he's just like, oh, thank you for that, and he'll give you, like a thing to put on your person, like, oh, this gives you a bit, like, this rune, you know, gives you a higher lifesteal threshold, this, that, and the other. She or he? It? They them?
Are you talking about the chapel dweller?
Yeah.
It's sort of like ambiguous,
okay, so
right?
they
like
them.
it's I'm gonna go with masculine pronouns just because it is easier to me because I unfortunately live in just a completely heteronormative world and patriarchy and whatnot and whatever. It's just it's less syllables.
Syllables.
The moon is close.
Well,
As everywhere.
like, it just seems to be like, it's like this being, even though it's this ugly, like, hideous thing, like, oh, it'll help you. And, like, the initial thing that you look at it, you're like, oh, I think I might want to take my chances with something else.
The worst case that gets to is when you see I don't remember what Let's Play it was, but I saw a Let's Play where, like, the person, like, went over and just immediately just slaughtered them without a second thought because they thought they were an enemy. Because they looked like an enemy, right? We just went through a whole sewer of dudes that looked like the chapel dweller, right? Like,
Oh, God, no.
yeah, and somebody that knew what I was like, oh God, no! In fact, he is literally like a don't judge the book by its cover kind of character, because when you fill up the place, he asks to be your friend once the hunt's over. And if you complete all the quest lines for everybody, right, everybody dies. And when everybody dies, he is really sad, and he cries, and he says, I just wanted to help everybody. It's all my fault. If I didn't bring them here, they wouldn't have died. He's so depressing, man.
In the arms of angels.
But because everybody in these Dark Souls games and Bloodborne games, right, they all have, like, sort of, like, their own motivations for doing things. Even Solaire, who is a good guy, right, and is sort of the eponymous good guy. Everybody loves Solaire, right? Praise the sun and all that jazz. Solaire is a crazy person. That's why he's so nice to you. Solaire literally wants to be a son. That's why Solaire is in Lordran, because he wants to literally be a son. He's a little goofy in the head.
Aren't we all?
We'll engage in jolly cooperation. Like, he's a little nutso, right? That's why he's like that.
If you put your ear really close to his ear, you go.
Yeah, totally. But we're back. But, like, all the characters have their own, like, different motivations for doing things, and their own agendas. And characters will sometimes straight up lie to you. Oh my god, I almost shot him because I pressed the left trigger. Oh, sweet Jesus. Characters sometimes lie to you or misinform you, because they just live in the world that you live in, and if they figure you know everything about it too, Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, me and you don't meet up today and, like, explain literally our life story to each other, just in case, just in case a third party is watching and might want to know, right? Like, very conveniently explain the plot of our lives up to this point. And neither does anybody in Dark Souls. And that is a place. And that is a place. If I could not click it before. Yeah.
Oh. Hi, Mr. X. Oh, he killed Mr. X.
It's not Mr. X, but
May as well be.
he's really, really strong. Down that way is a thing I don't want to fight. And that's it. Bitch.
That's it.
Put in the shield. One of the most useless items in the game, besides items that are literally useless. Closed by device. So we can't go this way yet. Oh! I believe this is actually something new. Yeah, it's an insight, whatever. You know, rocks. No, we don't want to go that way, this way, here we go. Bring it on, motherfucker. Are you ready for what may be one of the most confusing deaths in fucking Souls history? If you stand there and admire your set, you just die there. And it doesn't explain why until the very end of the game. Till like 3/4 of the game has already passed. But, this is what I was talking about, by the way. We got a top hat, but the top hat is worse. The top hat's worse in a lot of ways. It's good versus blunt damage, which I suppose is fine, but it's not that much better. Everything that gains up in blunt damage, it goes down in just overall physical defense, right? Same thing with this other type of hunter garb. It doesn't include the little cape, so we get a little bit more frenzy resistance and a little bit more beasthood. We lose out on some defense. These hunter gloves are exactly the same, but as on the transfers. But you get the point, right? Like, I don't like how that guy's clothes were clipping through him.
thick.
I had to look up on Urban Dictionary what dummy thick meant. That's how you know you've become 25. Is that what you're doing right now? Okay. He's got his phone in his hand, and I was like, is he looking it up right now? That guy's a sniper. He's a real pain in the dick to fight.
He's a pain in the dick.
He's a pain in the dick. I wonder.
I'm gonna get a cat and name him Dick.
Dick.
Come here, Dick.
I want to get a cat, but I don't know. I have this thing. Maybe I'm crazy, right? Because there are people that are either as poor than I am that own animals and they, are alive and somewhat happy and whatnot. Like. I sort of think owning a cat is like an extra $1,000 a month. Do you know what I mean? Did you hear a word I said?
Thinking. You don't want to become anybody's staff member?
It's not even that, I don't... yes, cats are kind of the bad reputation for, the cat is... once you own a cat, the cat owns you, right?
Well, it's like, if you have a dog, you have a friend. If you have a cat, you have somebody that basically runs your apartment without you knowing about it and will fire you without giving you any kind of real notice.
Well, so... the thing about, cats and dogs... I guess for me anyway, is and I'll take a moment before we look at the Solaire fake here. But with cats, let me put it this way: a dog loves you immediately, right? Because a dog just thinks you are a bigger, less hairy dog.
As soon as they see you, just,
Right. They have an immediate attachment to you because they're a very social, pack-oriented animal that sees you as a member of the pack. To them, you are just a larger, less hairy dog. That's why the trope of the little dog that's a huge asshole and the big dog that's all nice and stuff is around, because you assert the dominance of you being the pack leader if it's a big dog and it tries to bite things. But if it's a little dog and it gets all aggressive and just sits right on your lap and is like, I own this spot and you by, proxy, you just let it go because it's a little dog, right? And that's how the little dog ends up being a little asshole. And then a cats don't love you immediately because to a cat, you are a human. The cat knows what, maybe not explicitly that you are a human or a person, right? But the cat knows you're not a cat.
The cat looks at you like, big, dumb, furless, loud, mouth breather.
Yeah, the cat knows you're not a cat, essentially, right?
It's smart enough to know that's not me, yo.
Yeah. And so when you finally when you get the respect of a cat and the cat starts to like you, the cat does, because cats are also kind of very social animals. They just don't do packs, the same way, right?
No, they do packs. They do, but it's different.
Yeah. and like they have a way of like living harmoniously with each other, all the same, right? And they start to live with you that way, right? Like cats will. I'm already down. But cats will like they'll try to bring you presents because they like you and they want your affection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either of those two things is like less real and affectionate, right?
Well, it's like with a cat, it's more of a business agreement than it is. It's like, I like you. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's just my.
It's my tribute to the boss, like.
Here you go. My debt has been repaid. I hope your first child's a masculine child.
Yeah.
You're part of the cat mafia now.
Yeah, it is like kind of like joining an inside club in a way, but like the cat, like cats, like my cat, not my cat, but my parents' cat that I think of as my cat because I like it more than they do. He's a little older and he's gotten real cuddly in his old age, right?
He just wants to be held,
Not
loved on.
Not really held so much. He's still not a super big fan of that because he was a rescue, right? So, like after years and years of, oh, you're getting firehouse?
Yes.
Is this a favor?
Grubhub. Get that sandwich, yo.
Yeah, we'll get the sandwich while we're talking about cats. But like, but cats. My cat, he does this thing where. I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna get that because I'm a smart person.
Give us just a moment, folks. He's violently and like very like seriously trying to get that sandwich order in, like
like you get like the
he lost complete train of thought. Like, so anyway, my cat. Oh, that sandwich though. Let me get some of that and that. Ooh, make it a foot long.
Baby, let me get some of that sandwich dough. Anyway, my cat, he's kind of nocturnal, right? Because he's an outdoor cat, and he used to not live inside of a house with humans in it, right? So he likes leaving at like 3 a.m. And then once he leaves at 3 a.m., he likes coming back in at like 5 a.m. Once he's had enough of being like outside, right? He's like, meow, meow, I want out. And then you let him out. And then at like 5 a.m., he's like tapping the door like, all right, I'm done with being outside. Give me the fuck back inside. And when you let him back inside, he, obviously if you're like asleep, my dad sleeps on the couch a lot. Boo's favorite thing to do, the cat's name is Boo, because my parents are really, really, really white. Man, they're white. Oh, buddy, they're white. And he likes pushing his entire body into your face. That's just the side of his body. Like the cats like putting their butt in your face, right? He does that, right? But when he gets back inside, he likes getting on your chest, and getting his entire side and just putting it on your face and just purring very loudly on you. That's what he likes to do because he's like, all right, now love me.
Your breath is warm. Keep me warm.
Yeah. There's an element of that to it, right? But like, he does it like the cat recognizes who I am. Like their dog, Bert, he's a little asshole, and he doesn't remember who I am like at all. I don't think
I've ever met Bert.
Oh, Bert the dog is just the worst, man.
Because I remember, Methuselah.
Chip, yeah.
Is he still around?
No, he died.
Oh.
He got put down when I was still in the Navy, and it was the saddest thing, and it was directly against my wishes. Did I tell you about that?
That dog was old. That dog was old when we were in high school, bro. That dog was like, you could look at that dog and be like, that dog's seen some shit.
I got that dog in 1st grade. He was very old. He was at least 20 years old. Like, he was a very old dog. But, so, Chip died while I was still in the Navy, and he, like, I told my parents when I was in the Navy, like, hey, if you're gonna, and by the way, we're just gonna talk to this guy. This guy is fake Solaire. He tries to pretend that he's, like, Solaire, but then he turns out he's, like, a crazy person, but, like, in a bad way.
Very good. Take this.
I just want the fire paper.
This time.
And, deuces, bitch.
Goodbye.
Get off that tangent where we just entirely stop gameplay.
Yeah, it's like, well, now for these special messages about cats.
Yeah. But like the dog, but like Chip was really old, and I told my parents, don't tell me when he dies. When he dies, just pretend like he's still alive. And when I call and ask, like, hey, how's Chip doing? Just make something up. You know, like, it'll be like the Adventures of Nero Wolfe, where like the characters don't ever age, the world around them does. You know what I mean? What the fuck? I forgot that you were down here.
It's like the people that tell their kids, like, oh yeah, no, they got sent off to California. There's a farm where they go to, and they're happy, and they're taken care of.
Oh, it's
no,
that, but like
no, they
times a
flush
million.
your damn goldfish down the toilet because they forgot to feed it over the summer while you were gone.
Yeah. I always liked that kind of story, even though I would never have been the kind of child that would have been able to avoid that problem, if that makes any sense.
Avoid that problem?
Yeah. So like, firstly, I never would go to summer camp of any sort because I hated it.
Why would I give up my time to play video games and be antisocial to go to fucking summer camp?
Yeah, why would I? Because you know, when I was a kid, I was in Anchorage, and I liked, you know, hiking and stuff. But I'm like, at a certain point when I became like more of a teenager, it became kind of like a thing of like, yeah, I'm good not hiking, because that's just walking nowhere. That's just walking up and down a place. You know? Nothing wrong with it, you know.
I prefer having a destination.
Yeah, geocaching.
What is it you desire?
Even if I was invited to go geocaching again, I might be able to get back into geocaching, you know? Like, give the right time of, like, season and whatnot, and a good temperature, you know? And all that jazz. It's like, yeah, dude, geocaching is the shit. But, like, geocaching is one of those things that passed in popularity a long time ago.
Farewell, good hunter.
That was like a 2004 thing. You know what I mean? Where like you had a GPS and then you had your phone. Purchase items. Shit. Do I have 2? Please be 400. Yes. Item I want.
Huzzah!
Yeah. By the way, I'm on one of my other profiles. This is the weapon I use, and it's the best.
The Kirk hammer.
The Kirk hammer, yeah. It's a short sword, and then the sword, you just stick it into the back of the hammer, and then it becomes a two-handed hammer. It's just, I hit things very hard.
Oh, son.
Yeah.
The address here is 210 Amberwood, right?
Yeah, 210 Amberwood.
712.
No. It's fine, no one's gonna watch the shit anyway, but man, fuck.
Maybe forgot a little bit. We'll just edit that out of the live stream, right?
Oh man. There's no viewers. It's fine. Hey, I'm gonna hand you my phone. Just call the SWAT team on me right now.
Well, I guess it's today. I guess it's happening today. My bad, guys.
Yeah, right? Fucking. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it 100% did not cross my mind at all.
I know it didn't, which is why that made it even funnier, man.
What are you talking about? Oh, no.
It only crossed my mind once I said I want to kill it.
The fuck is that?
The equivalent of crystal lizard. It gives me stuff. Give me stuff.
A crystal lizard.
So the crystal lizards in Dark Souls 3, and well, I think actually the whole Dark Souls series, they're little tiny enemies that run away and escape if you let them do so. But if you kill them, if you manage to chase them down, you get resources to upgrade your weapons. You get weapon upgrade resources, and either a lot of them for just one enemy, or you get like an especially rare one for where you're at. This Hunter's Torch is a really good weapon as well, because this Hunter's Torch has a better scaling in Arcane. So we have this torch here.
Can you hit people with the torch?
You can actually. And it's not even that bad of an idea, because a lot of enemies are weak to fire.
So you just light them up.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. Like you literally throw an item on them that does
like the oil.
Like the oil, right? That helps with fire damage, and then you just light them on fire, and it totally works, man.
So these are the games that like I look at and like you drop into places and like from a roof you drop in, you're like you should not be here. Like this is like a mechanic that you're like, I don't think you're supposed to be in that location. And then like you walk out and like, oh no, you totally can get there from there. That's fucking weird.
Right. Like the we're back up here now. We're gonna go right back down.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that's the way you get back up to this place. We don't want to cross that bridge because it's not up there.
see the warning. Turn back at once. Old Yarnum, burned and abandoned by men.
Somebody's yelling at us.
Only the beasts.
I'm trying to see if I
Now
can
at
find
the heart of those monsters.
the actual platform now.
Turn back. For the hunter.
So, did he just say there's no men that live there anymore? Only monsters? Like,
Yeah.
if that's the case, what are you?
There's nobody. There's nobody that lives in Old Yarnum anymore. They already burned it to the ground to keep the monsters away from the rest of Yarnum. That guy is, I want to say it's Durja or Drua? I think it's right there, on that flat platform looking thing up there, maybe. But he is, there's a really good, let's say it's like a Prepare to Cry episode, I think it's called. That's about him in particular, and how he feels specifically about the beasts. If that makes any sense, because the monsters that we're killing, they are people. Like, make no mistake, they were people. They're just zombified right now. I think I took the wrong turn. Yeah, I went the wrong way, damn. It's not open for this side. I swear there's a way further down here. I don't want to cross that bridge because he'll start shooting at us and kill us. But he feels real guilty about burning Old Yarnum to the ground with all the people still inside, and that he has to like kill his friends and families and stuff, and that they're monsters now, but they were once totally, absolutely human. So he stays here and just protects Old Yarnum from hunters. Oh, no, yeah, I mean, you're basically exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You don't kill these monsters any longer. But why? Because they were people.
Yeah, but they're not people.
Have they changed back into people? Well, no. Then they're not people. But they were.
Yeah, that's it. You're kind of spot on right there with the problem. It's not implied that he's making an incredibly rational decision. Also, I'm pretty positive I can't go down any further. That's I think that a place opened up for us, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't know if that place opens up for a boss fight or for a world state change. Or after a world state change, rather. We don't want to go past that because they'll start shooting at us with a Gatling gun, and it's kind of a dick to avoid. And if we go behind him and we don't piss him off, we can actually get some pretty good stoof.
Oh, stoof.
Loof stoof. Loof stoof. Stoof my favorite.
Stoof.
Let's see if I can. No, not right now, but I was gonna say I'll see if I can. I was gonna say I'll see if I can get maybe some form of. What am I fucking thinking about, man?
Penis.
Maybe I could get some form of penis and attach it to my best friend. I know you've been set that up as a goal on my Patreon.
Hey, look. It fits.
Ah. I think I went the wrong way. That's right, there is another way to go. Oh my god. Long up the distance on that.
You bungled it. Oh no. Only fuck me. I'm gonna die.
This closes a gate. And it doesn't open another gate. So we want to keep this open.
Watch it locks.
This device is no longer operable.
What? Fuck. Just sneak up on it. Right the blood.
Ah, fuck you! What the fuck? Oh, his buddy!
I had a buddy.
I also didn't see that he had a buddy. To kill those guys and retain full health. By the way, we're running past this end. Oh, we need an item here. That item can be bought, but not much else.
He's off to your right.
Attacks that don't look like attacks from the birds are really irritating.
It's like in the air.
Well, no, because that whole thing looks like an attack state. It's when they do it like once on the ground, and then once more, and then like they don't move, and so all of a sudden you take a little bit of damage, and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened?
tree. Oh, I got up here. Ow! No, 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 no!
So, there is something down here. It's a door that will never open. Bloodstone. This door says it's closed, but what does this door lead to? You might be wondering. This door leads to the bridge where we fought the cleric beast. This is the door we can't open to get inside to the cathedral ward where we are now, and that's where this door leads. It's not a place where it's just cut off in space. You know what I mean?
How come we can't get through that door though?
It just is. There's just nothing to open it with. It's one of those things in game where I'm sure there was something planned to open it, but there never ended up being. So they just left it there to let you know, with enough experimentation, I suppose, that that door did lead somewhere. It led to somewhere you wanted to go at one point, but you can't open it. For one reason or another, right?
Because I said so.
Because Miyazaki doesn't want you to. That's why.
Bitch.
Bitch. Bitch.
Remember, if you're gonna be sassy, you gotta get at least one snap in.
Exactly. One mandatory snap.
Because I don't want to, bitch.
Oh, 3 in a
gotta,
row.
You gotta do the triangle. Bam, bam, bam.
We were talking about Ace Combat and how my favorite thing about the Ace Combat series is that the halfway point in every game, the game just starts like ravenously sucking your dick while licking your asshole. Like, oh my god, how is he pulling off those moves? What kind of monster is he?
I have an Xbox controller. That's how.
Yeah. I mean, that's the answer, right? Is that they're dumb computers and you're a smart human, and there's no way they could ever match up to you. By the way, the doll is taking a nap.
Upright, like I do.
Well, she's like putting her head down, but yeah.
This,
Yeah.
the benefit of having no neck. You're just like,
Your shoulders are your pillow.
literally, I have fallen asleep like this on a number of occasions. Just like fat, no neck plus shoulders equals pillow. Just bloop. Cool. She should be here in about 20 minutes.
That's good.
By the way, Grubhub delivers over here.
I do know that. I've had Grubhub deliver over here. It's kind of a crapshoot sometimes, but it works out.
Yeah. And the delivery address is, once again...
Yeah, just in case you missed it the first time.
Can you talk about ISIS on YouTube?
108 plus 14, 109 plus 23. Wow, it is a difference. Well, unless that's because... No, I'm going to choose to believe it's just an enormous difference on that part. There's Garamond.
Garamond's the big bad, isn't he?
Garamond is a big... Is a boss, is one of the final bosses, yes.
I must. What is...
Do they finally let you know the secret? Like, I've been keeping people here to extend the hunter.
It is very similar to that to a certain extent. The hunter's dream. I'll spoil it for you, right? Because this is like one of those things that the game just doesn't tell you. You sort of have to figure it out, right? The hunter's dream is a form of like quantum immortality.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You sort of send yourself out from the hunter's dream to the waking world and conduct your business, right? And then if you die, you don't die, you just get back to the hunter's dream. You just get sent back to the hunter's dream. Right? So as long as you're dreaming, you're sort of tethered to this world. You have like a sort of immortality. And at the very end of the game, Gehrman tries to release you from the hunter's dream, from being sort of trapped here on the night of the hunt. And that's where Bloodborne's like multiple endings come in. Is if you accept Gehrman's mercy, you wake up, and it's a brand new day, and you get up, and supposedly you're cured, and you go about your business, right? Lucky you. If you choose to like reject it and like you are absolutely not gonna like, and the way he chooses, he's gonna release you, by the way, is he's gonna cut your head off with a giant scythe. And you're like, that is absolutely not gonna happen, thank you very much. Then you fight him, and he's a really tough boss. And if you beat him, then a giant eldritch spirit comes from the moon, and like embraces you, and then you take Gehrman's place as the overseer of the hunter's dream. Like in the wheelchair, the doll pushing the wheelchair with you in and around.
Like you just become a decrepit old man immediately?
No. It's literally just you, like how this guy looks right now, in the wheelchair being pushed around. Like you take over Gehrman's position.
Almost literally?
Yeah, almost literally. And then the third ending is if you have collected 3 of a specific item, the moon spirit presence tries to embrace you and fails. Because, like, oh, you have the special MacGuffin items. And then you're like, that's right, bitch! And then you go in for a second boss fight.
Kill the moon spirit?
Yeah, and then you are, and then once you kill the moon spirit, you're reborn as a slug.
It's like a slug?
Like a slug, yeah. Yeah. And then the doll picks you up and is like, oh, little one, are you cold? And then, like, gives you a hug. Like, I'll keep you warm. Like... That's right. You getting the food?
I'll be right back.
Are you getting the food?
Yeah.
Alright. While he's getting the food, I'll be making some of this bread. Because we need a lot of it if we're going to get up to the Upper Cathedral Ward, I think is where it is. It might not be Upper Cathedral Ward, it might be somewhere else. I'm trying to remember where that gate actually leads. It leads to like the actual like Odin Cathedral, I think, proper. No, it doesn't. It doesn't lead to Odin Cathedral, does it? Oh, I forget what that place is called. It's, anybody that's played Bloodborne, this is not a new game, guys. You know what it's called, I'm sure, but I just don't remember what it is. really does kind of encourage you to go through Old Yarnum right here, doesn't it? We're not going to do that just yet, at least. Bitch. That was some hitbox porn. Antidote. Yeah, that's pretty good. No! He said don't die!
Get good, scrub.
Get good, scrub! Oh my god. Alright. We've got some food here, everybody, so we're gonna be taking a little bit. We'll probably what do you think? We'll be back later?
Yeah, it's probably later.
Later tonight? Yeah, that sounds good. We'll be back later tonight, and maybe we'll be playing Bloodborne, maybe we'll be playing something else. Who knows? If you like what you see and you'd like to see any more, I'd recommend heading over to the Patreon at patreon.com/StrawFedora and seeing if your disposable income can make my life any better. That's pretty great, right? What fortune to serve such divine purpose. Alrighty. See y'all next time.